Hello, my name is Michael Denise, and today I will be going over synovial joint movements. In this video, I'll be describing the movements while also demonstrating them. To begin, we'll start with flexation and extension. Flexation, in essence, is the decrease of an angle with a joint. So you can see right now my arm is at a 90-degree angle roughly. Flexation would be the decrease of that angle. So you can see as I lower my arm, my 90-degree angle has now turned to roughly a 45 to 30-degree angle. Flexation is something that we're fairly common with. Think of it as just flexing your new muscles. Maybe you've been going to the gym. Flexation, you're going to be flexing. The opposite of that would be extension. Extension is the increase of an angle. So, for example, I have my arm here at 90 degrees, and extension would be reaching out. And now that 90-degree angle has become a 180-degree angle. And extension is in essence is like reaching. You're extending out your arm, you're reaching for something. Extension. There's also abduction and adduction. Similar, abduction, AB, adduction, AD. So abduction is movement away from the median of the body. The median goes down the center of the body, kind of splits the body left and right. Abduction, movement away from the center of the body, like you're going to hug someone. That is an abduction movement. Adduction is the opposite. It's moving closer to the median of the body. So, abduction, you're going to give someone a hug. Adduction, you don't know that person actually, and now you're a little scared. Adduction. We also have elevation and depression. A movement of elevation, very simple, a little bit intuitive. Elevation, the rising of a joint or a body or a part. So, shrugging your shoulders, that's a movement of elevation. Depression is the opposite, a movement downward, kind of slouching, shrugging your shoulders downward. Elevation, upward. Depression, downward. We also have protraction and retraction. Protraction is when, again, mainly applying here to our shoulders. Protraction is when a joint is going to go upward and also move away from the median of the body. So an example of this is whenever you put out your arms, maybe you're trying to stop someone from getting closer or you don't want to be near something, what's happening with protraction is our shoulder joint, it's moving up, but it's also moving away from the center of the body. Your shoulder blades are kind of like winging out a little bit. The opposite of that would be retraction, and that's a movement, again, with the example of our shoulder blades, backwards and closer to the median of the body. So, retraction is our shoulders come back, and as they come back, our shoulder blades move back towards the spine or are moving back towards the center of the body, the median plane. So, protraction, our shoulders go up and away from the median plane. Retraction, our shoulder blades go back and closer to the median plane of the body. Now, we also have circumduction and rotation. Circumduction sounds like a circle, and that's because that's in essence what it is. Circumduction is the movement of an appendage where one end of the appendage stays fairly still and the other moves in a circular motion. So this is circumduction. My shoulder blade is staying relatively in the same place while my arm and my hand are making a circle motion. Circumduction. Now there's also rotation. Rotation is the movement of a joint with an axis. So here you can see my arm's bent and I have the upper part of my arm is acting as an axis. Rotation is now my forearm can move to the left, it can move to the right. Rotation, it's rotating on an axis, like a bicycle wheel. Another way that you can remember rotation is think of tennis. You can make a forearm swing, rotation, or you can make a backhand swing, also rotation. There's also supination and pronation. Supination is the rotating of the arms, particularly, again, the forearms. Supination is the rotation that brings the palms forward. In supination, the ulna and the radius are parallel to each other. Supination. Pronation is the rotating of the palms to face backwards. Pronation. And in this example, our ulna and our radius are now crossed over each other. And lastly, we have dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. So lastly, we have dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. So dorsiflexion, and these apply directly solely to our feet. Dorsiflexion is the movement of the toes upward. So maybe you're reaching down to trim your toenails or something to that extent. The dorsiflexion, the toes move upwards. Plantar flexion is the movement of the toes downward. So dorsiflexion, plantar flexion. Plantar flexion is often used when you're pressing down on the gas pedal, or maybe you're trying to walk on tiptoes. That would be plantar flexion.